going into the game of the weekend, great to go in off the derby win. Two good goals.
Yeah, I was really happy with the performance. Obviously, we set up in a different structure, asked players to play in a different way, which is something different to what we've done all season. But I thought they carried out the game plan brilliantly. We looked solid from start to finish, and was delighted with the two goals. The first goal in particular, because that was something that we'd been working on the training field.
So now you're bracing yourself for Manchester United. I look back at, it's only a couple of years since you played them in the cup. Am I right? I think it's 6-7 players still here that played against Manchester United.
You've done your research more than what I have. I'm not sure off the top of my head.
I think there's quite a few who played that afternoon who remember the day. I wonder just how much players do remember from the day and sort of brace themselves for a game like this.
Yeah. I think the level of experience we've got in the squad, they'll all have experiences that they can draw on when they're playing against higher opposition, so we'll certainly be utilising that to help prepare. But yeah, Man United, one of the best teams in the Women's Super League. They've had a fantastic season. Mark's doing an incredible job there, along with Charlotte, his assistant. So we're looking forward to the challenge. It's something different to focus on this week, and one that we're going to travel there and go and try and win the game.
I think they're on a very good run, aren't they? Unbeaten in however many. They also, the cup holders that have been in the final the last 3 years, it's a competition they clearly relish.
Yeah. What better way to play against the holders of the FA Cup? They've got some really good individual players, which again our players can put themselves up against them, some of the best players in the world. So it's exciting. It's a different feel this week in terms of going into the sessions, because you're going into something different, so to speak. But yeah, we'll prepare as we always do and go and give it a good go.
Are you expecting them to field their strongest team?
Yeah, we actually just spent 2 days with Mark Skinner on my pro licence, so we've had a lot of banter over the last 48 hours. That's going to take the game seriously, as I would expect. We've got full respect for each other, so I'm expecting a very strong Man United team on Saturday night.
Well, they played 2 previous rounds, they've not conceded a goal, and they scored 13. So that's the sort of size of the task you've got. I know it was against lower league opposition, but nonetheless, it's still the size, monumental task.
Yeah, of course it is. Like we've got to be brave. We've got to go and have a go. We don't just want to go there and sit behind the ball for 90 minutes and try and, we want to go and test ourselves against some of the best players. And yes, we'll have a structure when we haven't got it, but when we have got it, we want to try and cause some damage.
It'd be nice if it was here, wouldn't it? But that's the way it's panned out. It's a way. You just got to go with no fear, and you just got to go and enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing to lose. It's almost a free hit. No one's expecting us to win, and if we do, absolutely terrific.
If you do win, there's £90,000 in the pot. But that's so that you're going to make probably around £100,000 from the cup run that you've had, if not a little bit more, which is nice to bank that, bearing in mind that's probably going to pay the wages for another year, another season.
And that's important. That's why they increased the prize fund, for people to take the competition seriously, as a lot of teams do. But we've had a good cup run in terms of the draws that we've had. Sometimes you've got to be a bit lucky to get to this stage, but we've put in some good performances, and let's see what we can do on Saturday night.
Clean bill of health, right?
No, Mary McAteer suffered a bad concussion. She seemed alright initially, but sometimes them delayed symptoms can come, so she's not great, so she'll be well looked after, so she won't be in the squad at the weekend.
Will she go? I was thinking, will Ellen and Dale, will they all go and travel with you, just because it's to be part of the
Mary definitely won't travel, but Ellen and Dale will be there in full spirit. She's delivering a presentation about Man United this afternoon to the rest of the group. She's our assistant analyst now, keeping her involved. She's eager to help the team, and that's her contribution. We've got Louise Griffiths playing for the PGA this afternoon against Aston Villa, so if Louise comes through that, Louise will be a welcomed addition back into the squad for the first time on Saturday as well.
Well, fairy tales waiting to be written, you never know.
Let's hope so.
Good luck.
Thanks.
You mentioned Susie Black. I was reading an article by her that she wrote after the last round about how shocks don't really tend to happen at this stage in women's FA Cup history. Do you agree with that premise?
I think it's a tough challenge. I think the top 4 teams are all at home or got home advantage, and you know, sometimes there is cup upsets, and you know, ultimately you've got to be ready. We've got to make sure we're a stern test for Man United, and we manage the game in moments to eradicate any kind of thing that they're going to throw at us. That'll be really important in terms of the blocks during the first half and the second half, staying in the game. How you know, what's our strategy when we win the ball? How do we attack against some of the best defenders in the world? So the game plan's got to be good. The players have got to understand it. They've then got to execute it, and if they do, we've got a chance.
Well, the other thing that strikes me about it is that history is absolutely there to be written, because somebody at some stage will produce a shot for the ages that will go down in the history books. Why not you?
Yeah, it's not a foregone conclusion that Man United are going to beat us on Saturday night. Man United have got to earn the right, and you know, if both teams turn up, you know, they're probably the favourites, or they are the favourites to win the game. But there is a chance that we can go there and win. So we'll be doing everything we can to do that.
Yeah.
Cheers.
When you played a couple of years ago, you had a good balance in terms of, you know, you did take a chance at a set piece, and I don't think you were naive in the way you played. But you are a lot better team, I think, now all round than a couple of years ago. So how do you kind of get that balance between trying to showcase that whilst not leaving yourselves obviously?
Yeah, I think you've got to have a good structure. You've got to pick your moments. You've got to have a bit of luck as well. I think set pieces on the night are going to be really important for us to defend them, but also use them as a catalyst for us to attack. But yeah, we trust the players. It's a free hit, like I said, and we believe that we can go there and win. I think that's really important, that you have the belief, or there's no point in turning up. It's a game that everyone wants to be involved in. It's a huge occasion for the club, but the big orange carrot is, can we get into the semi-final?
When you have a game like this, which is probably going to look very different to what your championship game looked like, Durham, for example, how much do you change the preparation to reflect that, and how much do you say actually we need to try and keep things consistent and focus on us rather than our opposition?
I think our principles of play remain the same. The players have to be aware of their threats and potentially where we might regain the ball in key areas of the pitch, to know then how to attack from them deeper positions maybe. But yeah, we've, with I'm not going to say what we're going to play and who's going to play, but we've got different strings to our bow now in terms of being flexible with formations and how we want to set the team up. So, we're hoping to give Man United some problems.
And one of the things that's changed from a couple of years ago is some of the young players that have come through. Libby sort of summing up how her season so far with that brilliant goal, Mary Corbett, how exciting is it for these players? It's going to be very difficult for them, but an incredible test for them.
Yeah, it'll be really exciting for them. That they're going to be playing against players who they've probably watched win the European Championship at Wembley. You're pitting yourself up against some of the best players, and for me that's a real motivation to see how close they are to the top players, and it should push them to want to come back to Sunderland and work harder and develop and get a little bit closer to the top flight.